Yo, hello and welcome in. It is Atlas Third. It's gonna be the last gaming stream I have on this channel. I have created a secondary channel. It is at Red Pill Gamer. Simple as that. Clean tag. Stole another one yet again. How they let me do that, I don't know. But current goal is to hit another cooking level here. There's the easy AFK that I got going on in the background, watching TV, doing things of that nature. And then gonna get another herb lore level, get to 85 with that. Then I would imagine I might do prayer. I might shoot for the 85 prayer. Might do some Slayer too. So we will see. I'm quite literally starving. That is for sure. I'm a cookie, but yeah, I took the Red Pill Gamer tag in hopes to be the direct anti to everything Destiny is. Have the chat set up for it as well. Pretty nifty. Could have a friend joining me on Discord soon. You'll probably see the blended screen tag underneath my face. Like that same old amazing music. That cyberpunk stuff. Gonna start buying like 5,000 at a time. This is so cheap. You got water? I'm gonna get a jug. Just like that. Just like that. Beautiful music, bro. I am exhausted. But in real time, we're gonna see how long it's gonna take me to get this done. Let's see. Oh, come on, you know I got it. I'm doing if ever at this rack and not paying attention. We're literally one of the coolest bits in the game. The little next thing. Qua elegant. Qua literally elegant. Hopefully gonna hit that soon. At least I would hope so. I only need to see this one. Let's get rid of that. Change it here in a second. Let's see. throw this up. Cut this down. Cut that down. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Blend it. Oh. Found it. And you see, quite literally, the biggest noob you've ever seen. The term homeless is insensitive to just alternatives. Anyone have some alternatives for me? They get a new makeover, change how my character looks. Had to. I hadn't even been there since the new makeover was released, new hairstyles and everything. I was still in like the basic green man gear. Oh man. Yeah, I shouldn't even stream, dude. I'm sleeping. Yeah, man, if my friend will come over soon, or join this Discord soon, dude, I'm about to pass out. I guess they're right. It's time for the energy drink. It's time for the energy drink. BRB. Energy. Super close with the cooking. That does work, don't it? That's pretty cool. I don't know if you've had the ghost initial joints, but I've been having. Oh, what's up, Abigail? That's why I'm retarded. I'm so dumb. Oh, that's why I'm so dumb. There we go. That looks cool. So like I said, hopefully we'll get Thane in here soon. Get the streaming. I think he said that he wanted to start streaming here soon himself. And here I am waiting for him. But I said at the beginning, I'll say it again. This will be the last gaming stream that I have migrating to a new channel, a brand channel with Atlas Thugs. It's gonna be Red Pill Gamer at Red Pill Gamer. You know, tired of all those leftist gamers. Not to me make it over political, but just so people know when they watch what's comfortable, what's cool, it's a community. We don't rip each other apart and slam each other or cancel each other, I should say. We might argue, scream and yell. I was curious why my chat wasn't showing up. That's because I'm dumb. Because I am dumb. It's wholeheartedly the reason. Actually, there we go. 96 cooking. So that's the first knocked out here. We're gonna go ahead and see what it takes to get to 85 herb lore. So the skill calculator I'm gonna use real quick. Yeah, forget the blank screen. It'll be gone in a second. For super strength, 2450. Should be corn potions unfinished. And then we'll import roots. That is how you make the super strength. Super. this out now. Yeah, stream settings always low. Always yelling at me about something. See that XP flying? That's the point. That's the whole point of the game. C number, FIO number, AM number. Has to be. That's hilarious. You can see in the chat, my friend put a message in the wrong chat 2 times in a row. I don't even know if he's trying to talk Ace. Like, I don't know what he was doing there. Sob. Wrong chat. Yeah, my phone's dead. Dudes who think putting a canning in the bank chest in the crafting guild will stop all bots. Like, go play the game. We should join them. Talking about it, said cannons everywhere. I don't know what he's talking about, to be honest with you. I know, forgive me, second time I'm leaving, but I have to. I gotta get charged my phone. what they're talking about. Some beef or some shit. Who? I don't know why it pisses me off so bad. I don't know what they're talking about. I'm just starting in RuneScape. What's the easiest skills to max? The easiest skills to max. Well, the easiest is cooking. It's actually what I'm doing it right now. Or no, was doing earlier. Cooking is one of the easiest. Fletching is one of the easiest. Okay, cooking, fletching, and fire making. If I could properly type. What it looks like. We're gonna have Thane join us on Discord. Trying to get some conversation going in here. Should have invited him, I think. I hope so. Yet, what level are you, A. Collins?
What is this channel?
I started a brand new one, so I'd have control over everything, so I could like mute other people and all that. So I'm using this channel just for streaming in. I'm live right now on YouTube. You just joined me live.
Is everybody listening to
I'm gonna turn it up a bit though.
Don't.
So I can hear you do this. I have music going on in the background too. I'm gonna have to turn that down a little bit.
Let me pull you up on YouTube.
Okay. Music's way down now.
Are you under your normal account right now?
Yeah. This will be the last one on here. I had to send a verification text, and then now I gotta wait 24 hours from when I did that a few hours ago till I can actually stream on the other one.
How come it doesn't alert me that you're live right now? When I first click, oh, there it is. Okay.
Was it? Okay. I haven't selected the premiere options on the last few streams. That one, if you click on, will turn an automatic notification to your subscribers when you go live. I haven't clicked on that though. I'm in it. Slayer level 91. Yeah, what were you talking about? Pugger? Who is that?
Sir Pugger, he's some guy who makes YouTube videos about bots in RuneScape. And he talked about one about like there's some rune crafting bots on the 2200 level worlds. And like ever since then, everybody at the crafting guild keeps setting up cannons there so they can't bank. And they like misclick and it messes up their scripts and stuff. But it's so annoying because like for a week straight now, there's been like 1,000 people just standing in the bank with like 14 cannons everywhere, and they think they're saving RuneScape by doing this, and it's just, I don't know why it makes me so angry, dude. Like just go play the game. Like why are you standing around?
Yeah. Like okay. Whatever you say.
I was gonna say we should pull up the Sir Pugger video and watch it, see if we can find it. I haven't seen it. I just heard everybody talking about it.
I will. Let's do that. Man,
I mean,
it's so hard to
like,
be a
I have seen some bots. I've seen some bots that they've messed up that were just like aimlessly teleporting around and stuff. But
it's,
just like go play the game, man. Let Jagex take care of it.
Do the. You should have the ability to do the YouTube activity if you wanted to look up that video. And then I'm gonna screen blend it.
Yeah, let me get pulled up here.
It just hit 96 cooking. Gonna hit 85 herb lore here in a minute too. And then I'm gonna debate on what I'm doing after that.
why are players botting with their max account? There it is.
It
I got it going.
takes thousands of hours. So who in their right mind would risk their maxed account by botting on it after it's maxed? Well, these players. A tip-off comes in that there are bots rune crafting true blood runes on a 2,200 total world. Guess what? I'm a noob, so I don't have 2,200 total level. So I asked them to record it. Now these accounts are coming into the crafting guild, and the people who tipped me off have set up a cannon at the bank chest. As you can see, it looks like the accounts try to click on the bank, but click on the cannon, and then they go back into a loop of teleporting out and running to the true blood rune crafting altar, and then back again, clicking on the cannon,
so he's
back
just
to
like,
the altar. Which
he's
makes
just
no
noticed
sense.
them.
If it was a
Now
real
it's just
player,
like, I
they'd
hate
just right click
this.
the bank and move on.
Join me.
Or at the very least, they wouldn't be running back to the altar without banking. One of them even has about 70 million runecrafting XP and is rank 300. In this particular clip, there are just 2 accounts that seem to be broken while runecrafting. But I've gotten tip-offs about lots of other maxed accounts or near maxed accounts botting on 2,200 total worlds. Some rune crafting wrath runes, some doing other activities. I wasn't sent videos of them, so I'm not going to assume they're botting because it makes no sense. Do you think this is a
He's as
botter
angry
buying
as you
maxed
are,
accounts
but
and
like
risking
for
them with
the
the theory they
opposite
won't get
reason.
banned? Or are people literally
Like-
botting on their main accounts that have taken thousands of
That's
hours
funny.
to create? What are these players thinking?
Like,
A member
yes,
of the
get rid of the
Index team
bots,
has
but like,
confirmed
there's
that all of
nothing
the
me and you
maxed
can do
accounts
about
I
it.
said
Jagex just
are
got to do it.
bots, and all of them except one they said was botting for
Well, Jagex
basically
will
just
only
their
ban-
main benefit as
only
far as
ban
they
people
Yeah, and I
can
was
if
gonna
they,
say they're
say
Remember
bad
the bots
words.
I've been covering at the
Bots
new
too,
wilderness
so.
demi-bosses? Well, they're evolving and rapidly. I
Just
got a
don't
tip
say
from
bad
someone
word,
named
guys.
Nick that he has been noticing bots
Everyone
with
avoid bad word.
Calvarian kill count now killing Vetion, the higher level variant in multi in Deep Wildy. So I went to check it out, and a couple of the worlds I hopped to.
I still have yet to do any of the wildy bosses. I need to.
Yeah, we'll get there, dude. We'll get there.
What's up,
After
Donnie,
this
bro?
max.
What's good? You play OSRS? It's a nerdy game, but I am a nerd. I am wholeheartedly a nerd. I'm gonna have 85 herblore in like 10 minutes. Doing these super strengths.
Wasting that cash.
Yeah, but I got so much extra. Just trying to get it done. Finish it. Immediately finish it.
What's it gonna get you to?
If I get to, I'll just be like 2063 total level. But I'm banging out the base 85s. So then, I mean, I'll probably have to do, I'm going to have to do Blast Furnace very soon. Because that'll be
Nah,
another
don't do
quick
blast
one I got
furnace.
done.
Can you do addy plates?
What do you need for that? Like 80 something?
I think it's like 85.
Yeah, no, I don't have that. I'm at
I'm guessing.
81. I'm at 80. Yeah? Yeah, 81. 81.
Addy plates are definitely the way to go.
Ooh, how,
It just costs a lot up front. If you buy it all at once, but you could just buy a little bit and keep going after you make them.
what's the XP per hour on them? Because
Like
what is
225 is what I was getting.
225? Yeah, for being super AFK.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it super AFK, but it's better than Blast Furnace.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying in relativity.
Like
to
it's
it.
the equivalent of doing herblore and like bank standing, basically.
Danny said, "Nope, I don't know what this is. Just generally like your content and try to support when I can." Hey, well, I appreciate that, brother, 100%. Like I said this like 3 times now. This is gonna be the last gaming stream I do on this channel. I'm gonna keep it separate from the rest of the content. So I'm going to have @RedPillGamer. How I got that tag, I couldn't tell you, but that'll be the new tag that I rock everything with in the future moving forward. Appreciate you stopping in. Probably mesmerized by all the things going on my screen right now. See, what is that? I have the text box for the game itself, the text box for the chat. I have the video we're watching in Discord blended in the screen as well. I have the inventory menu open. There's the mini map in the corner. My screen's also on. My face is also on screen. I would imagine if you've never seen old school RuneScape before and you clicked on this video, you would go, I have no idea what the fuck is happening. Oh yeah, it's RuneScape. Yeah, way back in the day. Yeah, this is the old school. It's the reboot. What was that thing? 2012? This is when it got rebooted?
A little earlier than that, I think. I can look it up real quick. I want to say like 2010.
I feel like it was 2012, maybe even 2011. But yeah, it got booted back up.
2013. February 22nd of 2013.
Oh, okay, so later. Yeah,
That's
2013. Crazy. Yeah, Donnie, if you played it back in the day, they have just ported it over from what it was back in
It's
2006.
the original game. Just new content, updated content to it, but not changes to the combat system and not changes to like everything else. Like when it turned into RS2, it was terrible.
It was, yeah. No, so it's beautiful with the democratic voting on it too.
Yeah.
Prevent any like huge overhauls from happening without like the player base being like
fully on board.
Heavy majority, yeah. Is that a super majority? Is 70% a super majority?
All I know though is anybody that joins your channel and is just watching you do herb lore is like, why do people do this?
Mm-hmm. He's just trying to support, dude.
You need to get Nick on here and send some content.
Well, yeah, this is the goal. We're gonna do that. Well, they're stopping in because they've seen all the other videos that I've done, so just trying to support. Which is what I mean by like, you have to transcend culture. Which is why people like, that's like why somebody like Destiny is so talked about and so controversial. Is because he transcends the barrier between politics and culture. He's a very well-known streamer who actively talks about politics and has a huge amount of influence on like political discourse. Like he's getting invited to channels like Timcast IRL, you know, and does debates with people like that. But Donnie, you said, wow, it looks totally different. It looks solid. Yeah, part of that is a plugin I have. I have like 10 plugins that are help boost the game itself. If I turned off the 117, you'd see what you saw back in the day.
Yeah, you gotta be a purist.
Yeah, you're a purist. You don't play with 117, do you?
I play on the old school graphics.
Yeah. I'll occasionally switch. Like if I'm doing RuneScape in the background, the only reason I'll switch off is to lower the CPU usage of my computer while I'm doing something else. So I don't have to hear the fan turning on, like the jet stream. Also, I'm gonna have to invest in soundproofing type of stuff here very soon. Oh yeah, the game is still solid, even better graphics now. Yeah, with all the mods. There's even another mod getting ready to be released very soon. Or no, I guess I say very soon very loosely. But it's like RS HD. It's got it has like all these like weather enhancements and graphics. Let me I'm not gonna do it justice like this. Oh shoot. I'm dumb. But if I let me oh, I think it's actually quite literally too small for me to look up anything. Well, I won't do that now. But yeah, if you look it up, RS HD. It's actually quite literally some of and I'm not sure who's heading it. It's like a Reddit project. If you find it on Reddit, He's got like the patch notes and details on there. I mean, why don't I go ahead and let me screen grab it. I actually do want to show you. Let me just turn the Discord one off while I'm getting these herb levels. I'll switch it over to this. I'm gonna find that video of it. I know if I look it up at like this, it's gonna only pull me up the 117 because it was so talked about, along with the controversy that was with it too. How about I specifically look up 2023? Yeah, is it this one? Yeah. Okay. I got it. I found the video for you. I don't know why that was so hard to find. Let's see the window capture. Move this to the top. Okay. You won't be able to see me for a second, but that's okay. But that's not the right window capture. Man, it's making it hard on me right now. I just switch it over. So I mean, by like being a one-man army doing this, bro. There's so many controls, so many different things. So like, can you imagine editing and doing all that on top of it as well too? Okay, so I got it. Okay, you want to watch some wizardess magic here? I could honestly probably run OBS Studios, man. The amount of, or not run OBS Studios, run like tutorials with OBS Studios. It's as much as I've been messing with it. But I think let me get this off screen for you. Yeah, so it says a new kind of HD project, right? So if you watch this video here. Make it a little bit bigger. Right, so just look at that. Look at this insane graphics on that. That's some stuff I wouldn't even have imagined. And that's like an improvement from the 117. Like a straight increase of an improvement of 117. Especially with the character models they use there. The shadings, the 3D texturization is so much better than what 117 is. But I think 117 is just a GPU change. Or a GPU switch. Okay, Donnybrook said, I haven't played an MMO in a long time. I'm pumped about Diablo 4 coming out next month, but I'm not so sure that counts as an MMO. Yeah, Diablo 4, I have a friend who he's been nonstop hyping it up to me. Diablo 4 with the beta, and he was showing me all of these run-through plays that he had too. It looks really good. I can't lie. It looks really, really good. I'm actually curious or interested in playing it as well too. No, I have not played Diablo 3 though. I actually skipped that. I played Diablo 2 a little bit. That was like a game that, you know, my father was like, you would probably like this. You know, even though he doesn't seem to believe in a lot of like he's very religious, there isn't like a lot of like the demonic references that are in there too. But with that being said, I myself is also very excited to watch Diablo 4. The top one world-wise is like what? World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft is cool. I just like, I was always an OSRS individual. I was always much more finding myself enjoying the grind of what OSRS is versus what the grind is versus WoW. I know some people like prefer WoW over OSRS. You know, some would say it's a bit more lively, you know, because it doesn't have like the RNG mechanics of how the fights go. You know, you have like your special abilities and actions, and there's like but it has a lot of the same similarities, right? Like, I guess in WoW there's professions, but I believe in WoW you gotta choose those. I don't think you can do everything with one character. With OSRS, you have one account, you can do everything in the game as long as you just break whatever like the quest requirements are, or you forgive me. I mean, generally that's also the only reason why stuff is locked behind. It's just quest content. Get the quest done, essentially that's all you really need to do for most things, or whatever the skill requirement is, but then you can do whatever you want. As long as you just have the basic requirements. Any account can do whatever. It's actually become such a point with the market with how OSRS is that Iron Men have been a huge thing, which is the inability to trade with other players, the inability to use the markets, and all you can do is you have to source everything yourself, which is a cool upgrade. But for someone who like does as much as I do, it's like there's no way. That's such an insane time sink to think about, that it is like, if you see an Iron Man account, you quite literally know that that individual is not married. And if they are, she also has to be an Iron Man, because there ain't no way. There's no way. Even with like being able to buy whatever you want right immediately, right off the market, like how I am with the herb lore, gaining these skills right now, it still takes an insane amount of time to do it. I would get back into WoW, but I think with how Star Wars The Old Republic is designed, I would rather sink my time into that, because I prefer the world of Star Wars over the world of WoW. Plus, if I wanted it to be different, I'd want it to be in a really much different universe, not just another fantasy that's very similar to this one. Particularly because the Old Republic has really well done, I like dialogue and cutscenes. I guess I won't say well done, but very like, I guess, engageful, versus like standing in front of like the NPC like quest giver and they're like, yes, you must do the thing. 10 goblins, please. It's not like that. It's very like, it follows you on a path depending on like what class you picked. And obviously I'm a Sith. Who wouldn't be a Sith? And then so when you pick, like, depending on what kind of Sith role you pick would determine like what kind of master you get. And then that master will have its like own personality, and it's really cool. It's a really good story. It's got a lot of high replayability, especially because of the different professions in the evil side, and there's different storyline obviously for if you chose the good side. You know, whether you were a Sith or a Jedi, the rebels or the Empire. Prefer Sith to a Jedi, but I prefer the rebels to the Empire. It's just like that. But I mean, goal right now, hopefully gonna hit 85 here soon on herb lore. Be one step closer to hitting base 85s on this account. But again, it's a path to maxing. Trying to max this thing out, 99 on everything. Get the max cape. Be an elite nerd. Like how the other people before me, like Tasty, all them. People who do a really good job with making good like YouTube content. Plus it's a good break, and it's but my main point, I guess, with what I was saying to Thane before he went to go watch somebody in our clan do a speed run, was like Destiny. That's what we were just talking about, with Destiny being the figure that he is. It's just like, why are not more people like taking that route, I guess. It just is like transcendent essentially, because he's not like locked into like being a certain thing. People hear Destiny, they just are like, who is, like, he's just streamer? But he's more than that, right? It's like he's a streamer. He has like a very like, he's just like a public figure, I guess, at this point. A very well-known individual for his discussion and discourse with politics. It's a very like curious path route to follow. But it seems like that's who's talking politics now. You know, you see like a lot of this Andrew Tate stuff. Well, like, who's talking about him? It's all these like streamers who do like, you know, Sneeko and Aiden Ross and XQC, and that's the people who engage with it, and they bring their audiences there. And that's like where the political battlefield, the social discourse in the public sphere happens with young men, is in these live chats. You know, and it's like, why wouldn't you, I guess for myself, looking at my model for what I want to build out, it's like, why would I not attempt to take from that? You know, obviously not do all content being gaming, you know, that would, I mean, even myself, as much as I would like that, I feel like, yeah, I would run out of ideas doing that. Because I know it's like the moment you put a political article in front of my face, it's like, I got 20 minutes of content right there. I just go. Yeah, and then if you want 20 more minutes, have somebody talk back to me about what the topic is for 30 seconds, and I give you 20 more minutes off of that too. So it's a balance, right? Like being both, being seen in all different spheres. Also, this is a bit more personable, I feel, compared to like pre-recorded videos and doing things like only behind the wall of an edited video. It's not very live reaction, live engagement, you know, things like that. So I guess we'll see how that will roll through. Again, it's going to be at Red Pill Gamer. I guess I can put that in the chat. At Red. Not done by any means. I was just putting that in there for everybody. I appreciate you who do stop in and watch and support. It means a lot to me. Gives me the reason to actually keep going and engage with those who are willing to engage back in the content and the topics of discussion, things like that. And then that way also, if anybody wanted to know like what the other training would be, there you go. It's not tagged it yet, which is unfortunate. I wonder if it's like waiting when it's verified. I would have done the stream off of that channel for this, but I had to wait for the verification to come back. And once I did, I got a text back and it was like, okay, you're good. This phone number's verified. Well, next thing you know, it's a 24-hour like time up window pops up and it's like, I gotta wait 24 hours to do it. So if I'd have known that, I'd done that yesterday. Didn't realize that was a thing. I figured since it was connected to this channel, I would have been okay to just stream. Straightforward, especially when it's the same phone number verified for both accounts. This account only exists because it's connected to Atlas, so. But whatever. I guess you can keep watching this while your player's bonding this fair here. Keep watching this video.
Maxing on RuneScape takes thousands of hours. So who in their right mind would risk their maxed account by botting on it after it's maxed? Well, these players. A tip-off comes in that there are bots rune crafting true blood runes on a 2,200 total world. Guess what? I'm a noob, so I don't have 2,200 total level.
Okay, so the issue is like that's a 2,200 level, which players hold very dearly because the amount of time it takes to even get your account at 2,000 is insane. So when it's the final few hundred levels, the hardest ones to achieve to get you to the 2,200 point, people see that as like And then there's worlds that are 2200 worlds, which are restricted, hard restrictions, where if you don't have those requirements, you can't even join that world. So obviously there's gonna be a lot less people there, a lot more freedom to do things, a lot less issues trying to find worlds for certain hotspots, certain bosses that are more popular than others. So with that being said, this video is explaining that there's been an issue recently with players botting on these 2200 worlds, and I guess it's causing him issues. I guess let him talk. We'll hear what he has to say.
I asked them to record it. Now,
I'm saying, I guess let him hear what he has to say, because I myself do not have 2200 total level, so I do not know.
As you can see, it looks like the accounts try to click on the bank, but click on the cannon, and then they go back into a loop of teleporting out and running to the True Blood Runecrafting altar, and then back again, clicking on the cannon, back to the altar, which makes no sense. If it was a real player, they'd just right-click the bank and move on, or at the very least, they wouldn't be running back to the altar without banking. One of them even has about 70 million runecrafting XP and is rank 300. In this particular clip, there are just 2 accounts that seem to be broken while runecrafting, but I've gotten tip-offs about lots of other maxed accounts or near maxed accounts botting on 2200 total worlds. Some runecrafting wrath runes.
And this is Sir Pugger. Give credits to that. That's whose this video is that we're watching here. Doing all this analysis on this here too. Good stuff.
Some doing other activities. I wasn't sent videos of them, so I'm not going to assume they're botting, because it makes no sense. Do you think this is a botter buying maxed accounts and risking them with the theory they won't get banned? Or are people literally botting on their main accounts that have taken...
Which he's got a good point. Like, the fact that you would risk the botting on those high level accounts is like, that's crazy, dude. I don't know why you would be doing that. Seems a bit aggressive to me, because I know the amount of time I put into this. Like, no way, dude. Not chancing it. I've also had previous accounts banned too, and that's not a good feeling.
Thousands of hours to create. What are these players thinking? A member of the anti-cheating team has confirmed all of the maxed accounts I sent are bots, and all of them except one, they said, was botting for basically just their main's benefit as far as the anti-cheating team could tell. Remember the bots I've been covering at the new Wilderness demi-bosses? Well, they're evolving and rapidly. I got a tip from someone named Nick that he has been noticing bots with Calvarian kill count now killing Vetion. The higher...
So now they're going and invading the Wildy, which I did know the Wildy thing was an issue. I've been seeing it in our clan chat posts and these on the high scores. It's like this many people, like 7 of the top 10 accounts only have like these insane kill counts of Vetion and nothing else, or Calvarian and all these different things. Which I get it, it's an issue, because that's probably what makes up the majority of the market, or the drops that come from those things. So I get it's infuriating to people who like put a lot of hard time into this with no botting whatsoever, no paid services, no nothing like that.
Higher level variant in multi in Deep Wildy. So I went to check it out, and a couple of the worlds I hopped to had accounts that instantly disappeared. Did you even see the account log out in that clip? I didn't at first, but when I put it into my recording software and went frame by frame, we're able to catch 1 frame of the account. And it definitely looks like it could be a bot given its gear. At first we were confused too, because we thought the bot logged while it was in combat, but it looks like Vetion had just died so the bot could log out. But then after 10 minutes, I hopped into a world with an active fight. Look what I came across. 2 accounts dressed just like the bots at the demi-bosses I have previously found, killing Vetion together now, since Vetion's in multi. And then I had a random thought, I should probably be using a VPN right now. If you're playing RuneScape, I highly recommend you use ExpressVPN.
So you get spammed out.
And it's very easy to use. Choose one of the hundreds of servers ExpressVPN offers across dozens of countries and click connect. ExpressVPN actually routes your internet connection through this server, changing your online location, protecting your data from prying eyes. And that's unfortunately very necessary in the RuneScape community. Changing your online location also masks your IP address, which prevents repeated DDoS attacks, which you don't want to have to worry about in a risk fight. But maybe my favorite thing about ExpressVPN is their devotion to performance. They created their own open source VPN protocol called Lightweight that minimizes speed reduction, so there's little difference in performance when connected to an ExpressVPN server.
Oh, that's
which
unfortunate.
Is probably why ExpressVPN consistently ranks #1 above other VPNs. So go to www.expressvpn.com/sirpugger to find out how
I apologize
you can
if it lagged out on you.
Thanks to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video. So obviously,
Oh no,
I
you
give
guys tell
chase to
me.
the
You have
buttons. They're wearing monk
VPNs, you
robes,
use them?
Gore's chain mace, and a rune
I feel like
helm, and as
everybody I've
soon as
ever
I
watched on
attacked one,
YouTube
they both ran. Unfortunately,
has a VPN ad or sponsor. So that makes me feel like literally everybody actually has some level of interest in a VPN.
I splashed in Vetion's cave. It probably would have been an easy kill. They escaped through the tunnel, and due to my poor PKing ability, bad RNG, and their good programming, the one I
Maybe I
attacked
should.
reached 30
Maybe I
wilderness
totally
and
should.
teleported out. But we have the usernames, and the stats are telling. The higher level one I wasn't attacking has 2240 Vetion KC, is rank 140. It also has 1900 Calvarian kill count, rank 800, as well.
I mean,
as
if you're telling
40
you asking me, that
overkill
looks
count.
just like a
So a bot that
roadie
started
bot.
killing Obor in free.
But it's crazy because routine checks, right? That's what knocked Oda. But then you got all these accounts going on. And this is like a recent video too. I imagine this is just like a few days ago, if not today.
To play, made it to pay to play, kills Calvarian, and then eventually moves up to Vetion. But what about the
That is
every
really
higher
crazy.
level variant of Wildy Boss? And shout out to Nick, who's been helping me track them. He said that Greyhound 312 gained 1500 Vetion kill count in 3 days. Including unique drops, the average Vetion kill count
Use
is
a VPN.
168k.
Yeah, I
This
probably
bot
should.
is making 85 mil per day.
Let me pause that before I don't get lagged all the way out. I'm telling you, bro, it's just every so often that internet, man. They know what I'm doing. I probably should. You're right. Especially with how cheap they are. And with how useful they are. And if I'm putting myself out here like I am too, talking about the stuff that I am, I think you're totally right. I think that's probably my best interest to do that. Fair point. Duly noted. Probably should not have that. Let me pause this. I'll close that out. We can just hear Mr. Pugger.
One bot, 10 bots, 850 mil. Let me know if you see any of these bots at the higher level wilderness boss variants. This is a strange one. Tip comes in free-to-play worlds, there's an entire bot farm buying newspapers in the Varrock town center. So my immediate assumption was that, you know, maybe newspapers are going for a couple
What a
hundred
way.
GP because nobody's
What a
taking
way.
the time to buy them.
Oh,
So I
come
buy
on.
one. And the price checker says it's 1 GP. I go to the Grand Exchange. You can't even sell these things on the Grand Exchange. I had forgotten that. So what is this bot farm doing? There's one of these accounts on basically every free-to-play world. So I messaged the anti-cheat
Yeah, no,
team
that
over
was
at
my
Jagex
exact
and
thought.
say, what's going on with this newspaper bot farm? It's not what I expected.
Especially with the content I'm doing. I mean, I don't know if you know this, but I do already have a strike on the channel, like in the early days. Specifically, I don't know how much I should talk about it. I don't care though. Specifically had an issue with James O'Keefe's coverage when he was with Project Veritas about the video or the it was essentially the final whistleblower that he did when he was under Project Veritas and what came with that, which was the whole what they were doing with the vaccine. So when that information had been released, I decided I would cover it. And in doing so, that led to a strike. But I didn't get one immediately. I did not. I got one, I think it was like 7, 8, 9 days later after the fact, which was curious. I figured if it was something like that, it would have gotten like immediately bombed. I don't know if my mouse might have died. That's unfortunate. Yeah, do you know what I'm talking about? Where he's like, yeah, slamming the iPad around. That stuff was insane. But that's what I covered. I mean, I essentially did that and did my normal like commentary on it, and then that's what got me bopped. Got me struck if. Let me turn this off, man. That's crazy. Yeah, I think my mouse is just gone. Okay. I got batteries somewhere. Need them for my need them to shave and all that. Okay, well if I can get this to turn on. I mean it's on. That's just don't make no sense. Alright. I'll play this, walk away. Get a new battery.
First, the bot farm has collected a total of 159,822 newspapers. The bots mule off the newspapers, but then eventually they switch over to a different activity, which is buying oak logs and turning them into planks and selling them. So they're plank making bots. And the anti-cheating team said they suspect this activity is one of those random activities the botter is using to gain playtime on the bots while also doing something not that suspicious. But obviously this is pretty suspicious because who in their right mind is spending hours a day buying newspapers? Anyway, interesting tactic, but honestly it ended up getting the bot farm caught because it's such a bizarre activity. This tip kind of cracks me up.
He's turning on, but man, it's not doing nothing
the
for me.
mine, and accounts kept logging into mine,
Why it would just randomly
and then
die
they
while I'm
would
streaming
curse
is
or say something
mad
very
annoying.
similar to other accounts that would log into mine. They'd be like, "F you, damn it, man. Seriously, FFS." And so he sent me screenshots of tons of accounts logging in and saying this to him, and he was like, no way they're players. So I went to the Dwarven Mine in free to play, and most worlds have bots.
Yeah,
but
dangerous
I looked
opinions.
up some of the accounts that were saying those things.
Yeah,
and
that's
they
really what
actually
it
have
was.
high stats, like almost
I
70s combat
didn't get
stats,
deleted
60s
outright
fishing
either,
and woodcutting,
so it just got
and
struck,
although I didn't see any bots
which left me an
talk,
ability
I
to
started
appeal
finding
it.
a lot of bots mining.
So I appealed it. The decision got struck on like 20 minutes. Not even joking you. I like filed it, appealed it. I probably spent like 30, 40 minutes actually writing out the appeal, citing myself, as well as like what I like didn't understand with the strike compared to what the rules were. And then in like 10, 20 minutes, appeal denied, leaving me with the only option, which was like I had to get it off the channel. Does the community have a Discord yet? I actually just put one together for this long form stream, since I'm actually going to get into doing streaming a lot more. Let me, yes, Donnie, let me give you an invite to this. How can I make a public invite? Let me show that.
Here with similar stats. I think
I'm such a noob when it comes to this stuff. I guess I'm not a noob. I'll take that back. I'm definitely not a noob. A one-man army. And so a lot of this is very difficult. But I have 2 monitors now. Now, as much as that made it easier, it also made it difficult too. Let me find the invite. What if I could just paste it right here? See what that looks like. Yeah, cool. That's an invite to the Discord. Feel free to join. I actually just set it up earlier today with like all the basic stuff on it. Non-boosted server. Obviously, I haven't done Nitro with it either, but I do use Discord quite a bit. I'm very familiar with Discord. It's cool that you said that, because I was actually thinking, like, I think a good way to keep encouraging discussion and getting community going would be to have a Discord to set up with this. I actually think that's awesome. Now, it's not like I don't have it set up and looking pretty or anything yet. I literally called the server there. You are there. But in particular, like, yeah, like putting together like news threads and things like that. And like I just like would love to keep like encourage discussion like grassroots level like that on Discords with people. I think that's actually a good idea. Good idea, Donnie. I appreciate that. Let's see. Oh, hey, what's up? Yep, this is it, Don. I don't know why I have such a. It's a good move. Another revenue stream to build, and the community can help feed you content. Yeah, oh no, 100%. You're totally right. I think you're right. I think you're right. I think you actually just gave me a. I think you just gave me a new project, which is gonna be sprucing that up, making that look legit. I need to learn about all the bots that come with it too. Like I have a very grassroots. I keep saying that. That's not the word I meant though. A very basic understanding of it. Yeah, happy to have you, brother. Happy to have you there. Especially being able to do like voice chats and stuff as well too. You're right. I need to get on to looking at I was gonna say community events, like clan events and things like that. And then do the typical like giveaway route and stuff like that too. Like I think so. I should actually probably get in contact with my friend who does I have a friend who does he just started his streaming stuff, but he used to work for Ben Affleck. He was the camera editor. We were like long time good friends. We still have talking group chats and stuff. So he literally lives on Hollywood Boulevard right now. And so we bounce ideas off of each other all the time and go back and forth. More specifically here recently because he started his own channel with his own stuff. And he does like iPhone tips, iPhone teaching tips, basic things like that, like how to better use your phone. Like, did you know this? Like, and so I think I should actually probably get a hold of him and see what he thinks like are the trendy like giveaway type events that like I should run with. He was all in that atmosphere, that climate, that social climate. I mean, he still lives there right now, but he's individual now. But no, you're right. I need to do collabs with him. I actually probably should have him on the podcast itself or do like a video interview or something along those lines. And now that I'm just ranting, I'm also upset because I had a local story to an area, like my regional area, that I thought I was going to be able to break open and help do like very like local reporting journalism. And it was relative to an issue about essentially drag queens and drag queen story hour and things on that nature. And let's just say there's some shady dealings in a small town that's very vulnerable to corruption because of specific said things. Now I can't say much. I can't say any more than that. All my information was given to me secondhand. I wanted to verify it. There was an individual who made a FOIA request who I actually got in contact with. He himself was not willing to come forward to me. He was hesitant because I'm an independent journalist, but it's a small town. He said to me verbatim, would love to work with you or talk to you or contact you in the future about this, but just not right now. And it's not just an individual. That was the individual who made the FOIA request, but he's with a group who's actively protesting and looking to sign an ordinance to prevent or make all drag entertainment 21 plus age restriction, as well as eliminate a lot of their ability to be publicly seen. Now, if you were a pure-hearted libertarian, you would be against this group, I guess, for the pure sake of there's something even in the legislature that they're putting forward that they want between the hours of 4 to 7 that drag cannot be public in the public view. or can't be publicly visible. I can't remember the way it's worded, but it's something like that. It's something very, very, very heavily restrictive like that. So, with that being said, the individual who I was in contact with was a part of that group who was wanting to get signatures and making these petitions for this town. He works with that group, so it's not just him. And I guess the group decided that they wanted to keep things private for now. But with the town the way that it is, information travels so fast, like the speed of light. So not only did I get in contact with people who I know on a personal level, I was also given information through Facebook links as well. And again, I can't say anything more about it because it's all secondhand information. I couldn't confirm it with the source, as well as I can't conform or I couldn't confirm what was shown in email threads via FOIA request due to them wanting to keep things private. And so I respect that. I respect their wish to keep those things private. You know, but I guess for me myself personally, I would wish and hope if their mission and goal was to prevent these kind of things from taking over and inseminating the culture, you would want as many people on your side as possible to help spread that information. Now, I get it. Maybe the hesitancy is the fact that I am just a very like small time, up and coming journalist doing YouTube and commentating and stuff. So maybe that's fair. Maybe it's a fair, and they just thought I would spill details, or maybe I'd be ignorant about some things, or maybe they thought it was a gotcha kind of thing, and that I was gonna just kind of just like spew hate or something about them, or try to like misinformationize their stuff, lie about them, libel, who knows. So that just kind of sucks. It's still up in the air right now. I've not heard anything about it, anything moving forward about what was shown in those email threads. I quite literally haven't even seen the group protests since that was brought about, that information. And the allegations were heavy behind it. Very, very, very heavy behind it. You know, again, I won't say much, but to the point of like a scandal that you would think you would see in a movie. Like they could probably make a documentary about it if the allegations are true. Now a 2.5 hour like voiced by, you know, yours truly documentary, no, probably not, but like a good like 45-minute documentary detailing like how corruption can just like snap at the fingers, just seep into a community. It's like it's unquestioned. It's easy for that role. Maybe they think they can sneak by regulations with less eyes on it. I mean, I think that could be a possibility. It could be a possibility that they got enough signatures that they needed, you know, for them to even start the process to begin the legislation of said ordinance, and now they just disappeared. It's odd because it's even caused a divide in the religious community in said town. I'll paraphrase, and I won't reveal the source, but I got a text from someone who lives in the town saying that one of the churches on the edge of this town was actually in their sermons attacking the group who was suggesting the legislation by calling them, you know, fake Christians, and this isn't the way that it's supposed to be, and all of these kind of just I guess just very nasty things to do to somebody in the community, or kind of like spread libel about, for something you would think wouldn't garner that much attention. But alas, it did, and it just I wish I could tell you more. I really do. I wish I didn't feel like I was unable to tell you. But I gave my word about not saying anything, so I will keep that word. But forgive me, we will keep watching this Pugger video.
Someone has at least semi-successfully made an all-in-one free-to-play bot script that isn't being banned. Most of these accounts have like 750 total level from free-to-play botting, it seems like, if they're botting mining here. I also think they're bots because their gear patterns are the same. They wear a team cape and a rune full helm, and they all have very similar stats. Combat level 80s for free-to-play, so they're making it pretty far in-game without being banned. Something pretty strange is going on, and I'm not sure what the end goal of these accounts are. Very suspicious stuff happening in-game though. Something is going horribly wrong at the Motherlode mine. I counted the number of tip-offs I've gotten in the last month alone, and we're talking over 100 emails. Every world seems to have at least 5 to 10 accounts with 25 plus million mining experience. And I think they're going undetected because they actually have...
It's eggshells, and I wish it didn't have to be that way. It's only eggshells now until I can get the confidence I feel like with James O'Keefe and understanding it too. Like, cause he's got confidence because that brother like understands the law, like both sides of it, man. Like knowing like what his true, rights and freedoms are, depending on what the situation and the context is. Knowing like when to just be like, no, like, sorry, dude, like F you. I mean, part of me was wondering like what the implications were of like if I myself, an individual outside of the circumstance, could actually file a FOIA request myself. What kind of verification I would need to actually do that, which I don't think you do. I don't know. That actually could be something I could look up right now. I figured I'll just leave my hands off without getting any further comment from anybody. But again, at that, I could just go around them and try to interview somebody or get a comment from somebody who was at the church who had the allegations against them regarding said stuff. You're right. I could totally go around it. But I guess part of me wants to I don't want the first kind of thing I localize in journalism, I guess, be something that would be so divisive. But at the same time, people deserve to know. I think you're 100% right with that. I guess it's a struggle of do you respect the individual and hope that like in a couple of days they come forward with information, or do you go around them and just say, sorry, man, like you should have came forward earlier. Maybe that's how journalists do it. And it's just kind of an accepted notion that that's the business plan. That's what happens. Who knows? But this RuneScape botting stuff is insane though too. With that 2200 worlds, just risking that stuff. I imagine there's some dude like who is running 10 accounts doing all this stuff at the same time. My computer could never. I don't have no $5,000 setup. I got a nice setup, but I don't have no $5,000 setup to be doing none of that with. I could always change this too and get rid of my microphone. I wonder if that looks like a better setup doing that instead. But I am very glad you joined the community, Donnie. I think I should actually probably have a call to action to join the Discord from here on out with videos and stuff. People want to join the like-minded community. And also, I don't want to limit, that's why I named it Red Pill Gamer, not Red Pill OSRS. I didn't want to limit myself to just one game. We have to make content about one game. I mean, I love the game, don't get me wrong. But especially if they say like a bunch of people in the community like play like one specific thing, and it's like, well, dude, I'd move to that. I have no qualms about that. Join the community, Say there's a hot new game like Harry Potter. Everybody's playing Harry Potter. Well, let's do that. We'll watch somebody play Harry Potter and talk about stuff. It's like back in the day, you used to be a campfire. People sit around a campfire and talk. And then, as time goes on, that kind of changes, becomes the dinner table. And then dinner table turns into the TV screen. And I think that's kind of where we're at now, a combination of that. Families have most of their conversation, whether it's just all surrounded by a TV screen or people are engaging in discourse while they're all hovering around a game screen, watching the streamer, or they're all playing a game themselves. That's where a lot of the chat happens. And what does suck is knowing like people like Overwatch 2 record your entire conversations now. I think you are notified of that when you log in. It's like just listening to George man, George Alexopoulos, G Prime 95 on Twitter, the guy who does all of the I think it's called impressionist art style, impressionist painting stuff, where he has like the famous not famous, well I guess maybe famous, but the paintings of like Joe Biden like sniffing kids and all that other stuff too. That goes with that. Him like looking like a demon and like reared up. It's funny stuff. It's cool stuff. But they were having a conversation in regards. Forgive me. I actually didn't know you didn't even know you made game content. So I stumbled into the stream. I found you through culture issues. Yeah, no, I started just doing gaming on YouTube. Like I don't think I've deleted all the videos, but I could deleted like the ones that I like was like that's cringe if I watch them back because it's like poor editing or like sound was bad or something like that. I like doing like Phasmophobia with friends and stuff. That's when actually I like kicked up my intrigue to doing it. But I like I said, like I can if you put an article in front of me about, some kind of like contemporary news event, I can give you 20 minutes of me talking about it, like just like a good go on to it, give you my opinion. So that's where I kind of knew that my skills lied much more in diverging into cultural issues and giving my average Joe opinion of what that is. So yeah, the mass majority of the content that I've done is completely culturally related, whether that's with the with transgender affirming healthcare stuff, or whether that's with just basic feminist issues type stuff, or whether that's related to, I mean, anything political really. You can find me with an opinion somewhere. Short little backstory on me that's a lot of it comes from my moral compass being given to me from my father. Now I didn't agree 100% with everything what my father said, but he didn't listen to music in the car. He listened to Glenn Beck. So I think a lot of like my character and issues or character and personality have been built upon that fabric. And that's what me and my dad could always connect on. Most dads or most kids and their dads, I feel like can talk about like the Steelers, or they can talk about like the Cavaliers, or like they can talk about, so on and so forth. And then it's like with my dad, he don't watch like NFL like that, but he does keep his eye on politics, keeps his, thumb on the pulse of it. So it was always like exceptionally much easier to connect with my dad on things like that. So maybe that's why I have such an invested opinion on said cultural issues. And like, there's a need for it, man. One of the big things that helped me blow up too, that gave me a lot of content to talk about, was the initial like Steven Crowder versus the Daily Wire, I guess you could call that, with the contract that he had given him, and then that led right into the controversy with Tim Pool and Eliza Blue and like Brittany Venti and the quartering, and then that just like it just picked up from there. And then once I got that first video of mine to blow up, it was just like, that's why it's like, okay, I got to keep my head down and keep doing this. You said you and your dad are actually the same way. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's actually probably why you're finding yourself on this page here. Algorithms got both me and you figured out. Putting us on the same sphere of stuff. And I appreciate that my dad's that way. I think I would probably find myself being just like the rest of them, if you will, if it wasn't for him having that strong influence on me. Maybe I would care so much little about all this other stuff. Being like, well, like, who really cares? Like, I have to play football. But for me, I was like, who cares about football? Like, why would we not care about that? It's a good thing to have. I'm, thankful for your dad. And you tell your dad, I said, thank you for that, being and caring and not being apathetic. And not willing to just let the next generation take care of the problems that build up on things. Because I think at this point, with how much history changes, dude, people are like the living catalog of history. The stories that they can tell, the things that they can remember. Because it's more than just the text on the paper. It's the emotion behind it, the atmosphere. They can just remember the feelings others had more than just the feelings that they had themselves too. Because just like any article you can find on Vice, Fox, CNN, it's probably been stealth edited like 3 or 4 times, and who knows if you saw the original or you saw the one that's got the 14th edit on it from some guy who also works at BuzzFeed News. So many different things I could go into it about, man. So many different things. It's made me a versatile individual. And I owe it to you. I definitely owe it to you, Donnie. I'm gonna brainstorm ideas, things I can put into the Discord. Encourage people to engage. Do like polls. We do like discussion type things like that as well. I mean, it's what Discord is built for. I know that they made a new thread for text channels, which is just like discussion forum type things. I played with that a little bit in my personal one that I've done like the podcast interviews with to get their audio feed through. Just because like when it's like somebody's gonna bring something to my attention that I have not seen, I'm like, make sure like you dump all your articles and content in here in this thread. That way I can go through it and look at it. That way I have an idea, or at least some kind of source I can pull up so I can know what I'm talking about. You gotta be professional. You gotta be professional. You gotta be, my goal is to be poignant as possible. Be like, there's no way you can listen to me and not understand the point I'm trying to get across. I think that's really the goal. A lot of the stuff that ends up being word fluff from people, or people trying to like kind of pass the buck and not really give a hard stance, a hard line on things. And I'm not wired like that. Got a hard stance on a lot of things. Sure, there's gray area. Don't get me wrong, but the gray area comes from the fact that I'm just like a simple human being. Like how could I possibly know everything? It's impossible to know that. So you just got to be aware of how much that you know that you don't know. Otherwise, you're just fooling yourself to speak so like fervently and it's so absolutely about certain things. That's why I was making fun of the dude in the live stream I did earlier today when I reacted to Lance from the Surfs TV and Tim Pool. Because like he would just make these most like insane statements, and he was just speaking so absolutely, just for Tim to say another thing, and then him be like, well, and it's like, man, you've shown your hand. You are arguing from such an emotional standpoint. You have lent us your hand of cards, and we can see everything inside of them. Not that it should reduce or diminish somebody's argument if they do get emotional. It's just when you do deflection techniques, such as when say a person makes point A and then you respond with, well, why do you care? Or what? Then it's like, okay, well, now we know you're not directly attacking the content. You have to be professional, but you are relatable because you're not in a suit preaching to people, which is a lot of right-leaning content is. No, 100%. In particular, people like, Will Chamberlain, Charlie Kirk. It's very, very like establishment looking stuff, which is, again, people probably don't like how much I bring this up, but I'm still a huge fan of Tim. And that's probably what garners my attention, is exactly what you're saying there, Don, which is he's just wearing regular person clothes. He's not, he just comes off exactly as that. But I guess I'm going to fill the Overton window like a couple slots to the right of where he's at specifically. I know that for a fact, with what we've disagreed with on certain issues too. Because I don't like that is a lot of the right-leaning content. That's like, because, with Matt Walsh, he's always got his flannel on. It's not like a suit, but, it's still got that feeling to it. Like, it's got that studio NBC news, like, you walk in, like the makeup, like the Prada, like, That's the way it feels on it. And that's why you get people like the Quartering and George Alexopoulos, who specifically was saying, like, this is why your stances on these things like anime and video games, Matt Walsh, like the hardness you have with them, and like saying like completely saying all this demonic stuff about these things. Well, that's when it's just like, well, how are you going to capture the youth? How are you going to capture the youth at all if you refuse to even engage on the battlefield with them? That's why, like, I was bringing up content. Actually, let me read your comment real quick. I just saw a new one. I was a huge Tim fan until the whole EB gaslighting lunacy. Same. So when I say huge fan, the better way to word that is, I still have massive respect for what he has done with his entirety of his work. Made me super sad. It did. 100%. Because this is like that was a very good example of very emasculate an emasculation of men with his inability to produce a reasonable stance on the information that was being procured in the face of Andrew Tate being jailed for said thing. I mean, albeit when that video went up, it was very recent. Matter of fact, it was like within days of that happening. For Tim to then later on carry the opinion of like, look at Tate, he was in jail. They just threw him in jail. And it's like, well, where was that immediately? Because it was very clear to me early on what was happening in that situation, along with a majority of what happens around these sexual assault cases. And just combine that with the atmosphere that was around Eliza Blue and the way that she spoke to Tim, the way that initial podcast played out was just like, how are you? He should have responded to her with the same anger and vitriol that he had towards Lance. But the only reason that he didn't was because Tim didn't feel confident or comfortable enough doing so, because he refused to have a strong position against the Believe All women. He was only merely able to bring up, well, like the Believe All woman has been doing this. Like he did not give his personal, like, no, like this is why, and this is destroying men, and this. He just wouldn't back it up. At least not with like the amount of excitement I would have to back something up like that. I would have challenged her all the way up and down with it. And I would have thought like maybe, and I wouldn't wish for anyone to lose their job, like, and him just outright fire Shane Cashman. But he should have demanded Shane Wright like an individualized apology from himself. And then, but I do say that, but at the same time, if you've noticed, Shane Cashman has been MIA. Now, I don't read the news articles. I don't follow his timcast.com news page as nearly as well. So maybe Shane's still writing a good bit of articles. But if you're counting like Timcast IRL appearances, he's been on virtually nothing, except for he was involved in one of the Culture War podcasts recently with Alex Jones and Luke Rudkowski. And that's the only time I've seen him since. So is all fair is fair and bygones be bygones? Like, no. Like, I'm always going to remember that. And I'm always going to I'll always maybe if I get the chance one day to be on Tim Pool's show, I'll challenge him on that and be like, hey, like, why did you have such a pitiful stance? Why do you think, you, Tim, and almost every other, even most conservative pundits out there refuse to take a strong male stance? I mean, Matt Walsh takes a good male stance, but I'm talking about like the very, very strong-winded, like Andrew Tate stance. Now, not the whole the clown world stuff that's attached to him, but the stuff that makes sense that he says, that's almost like undeniably true. That's the stuff that's like, we got to go back to that. I was watching, I'm not sure how familiar you are with Doctor Who. I was watching Doctor Who last night, but not on a whim, but because my good friend who I work with, IRL, reminded me that Doctor Who existed. I haven't seen it in a long time. So we were just caught up talking about that. It was a slower day. And it was just unlocking a lot of core memories for me about pretty much a lot of the years between like my freshman to senior year of high school. And I was realizing like how much of the show I'd actually watched, consumed, and loved and got into it. Let's see what you got here. I would have totally been okay if he just said, you know what, me and my team are close to this. Please look into it elsewhere. But instead, he attacked the fans. Yeah, I mean, that's probably the most unforgivable part about that, which I not that I forgot, but didn't mention the attacking the fans. His famous, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Yeah, I'll remember that. But trust me, if I get the chance to go on Tim Pool's show, I would bring that up to him. But yeah, in relation to Doctor Who, well, where I was going with that essentially, instead of going on a big old rant, was the first episode is like Rose and David Tennant, the Doctor, are going through these elevators where they have to get disinfected because they're at like this like hospital. It's like the very first episode of season 2 or series 2. I forget how you word it because it's like the revitalized version of it. And it reminded me how these shows used to ring much truer to how natural like life and people are. And what I mean by that is the Doctor's like very like whimsically like, you know, very sleek with his James Bond energy that David Tennant has, where he's like, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And meanwhile, in the other elevator, Rose is being like the classic ditzy blonde, and she's getting sprayed with like the chemicals and stuff, and she's like freaking out. And I'm like, this is what's missing from today's culture. Is just normalcy. Like how normal people are. Like that's a dynamic, and this is not me dumping on like my girlfriend or my fiance, I should say, soon to be married. But when we're in those situations, it's just like that. That's a dynamic for us. I'm the one who's like generally cooler and calm and collected. And then she's the one who's like, if something happens, she's like high stressing or doing something. But that's just how we're biologically wired. Haha, the door hit me on the way out. It left me sore. I can't blame you, dude. I can't. He lost. I think I was talking about this, not on this stream, but earlier. Not even on the other stream. If you go and you watch, don't watch the stream with Eliza Blue. But if you look at the videos, I mean the streams after that day, it is like a nosedive in numbers and like likes, and the comment sections are just like flamed. It's the same thing with his tweets too. Like it quite literally might be the only time Tim Pool has been ratioed like that on that level. Like crazy ratio on it. But he earned it. Like you said, you attack your fans, you earn that kind of stuff. And then just like deny, and it's just like, brother, your whole entire platform operates on the fact that you are the milquetoast fence sitter, Mr. Objective, like, I just tell you how it is, and people trust that. And then here you are, close to a news story, not able to carry out the most basic facets of journalism. And yeah. Yeah. I'm close, dude. I wish I could get. I'm super close. Says I got 5 minutes until I 85 Herblore. You had me faked out. I seen you say congratulations. I'm looking. I'm like, I didn't hit it yet. I'm close though. I probably would have hit it a while ago if I'd actually doing this hardcore, being much more timed up on it. I will as soon as I hit this though, I'm gonna go do something exciting. I promise. I'll go do Slayer. I've been making you watch me make potions for far too long. Far too long. But this is OSRS, dude. This is like the bounce it has to it. I mean, I'm just glad, I guess I'm getting a lot more stuff figured out. And and then feeling confident enough, people got my back. I had my friend Tyler, who I was talking about earlier. He's a guy who lives in Hollywood, worked for Hollywood, saying like, man, like you make a lot of content, dude. You've been making a lot of videos. Like, what keeps you going? And I gotta be honest, it's when I go to work IRL. Oh yeah, I have a delay on the stream. I do have a delay on the stream. I should change that, seeing how uh, engaged we are with this. Because the latency levels I have set on the live stream on YouTube's end is um a lot of latency, so that I have a good delay time in case like something happens, or I can make a quick edit. But I think you're right. I should probably change that from here on out, doing something like this. I appreciate you though. Congratulating me on getting married. That's funny. I guess it's my fault for not remembering what I had just said. I appreciate that very much. October 28th. That's when it happens. So soon, very soon. But yeah, I'm gonna do some Slayer, man. As soon as I hit this, I'll go run and do some Slayer. I don't know if I have a task. I might already have a task, which is neck reels. That brother right there is in some insane armor. I do have my OBS pulled up. This is hard to follow with that. Yeah, I don't understand how there's like that much of a lag though. Because I think I only set it at 15 seconds, but maybe it's doubling the delay. It's like a 30-second delay. I'll have to look into that with YouTube's thing. But I was just saying like he was like saying like what keeps you going. And it's just like, dude, you see the people who I work with in real life who are just not super demotivated, don't see anything forward. We agree with everything, like we're watching the same news stories, but like they're just like, what can you do? And it's like, I don't like that, dude. Like that don't sit well with me. I don't like the whole like, what can you do? Like I'm at least do something, man. I'm at least say something. I'm at least like show something. I'm at least like talk about something. I'm at least try to like convince someone. You know, like I feel like there's a lot of things you could do. I don't like the whole like, well, the world's going to shit. The world's going to shit. And it's just like, it's kind of like put your head down, black pill it out. Is it a minute? It could be a couple minutes because I dropped frames on my OBS studio. I can see it. It happened a while ago, but I dropped 3,000 frames. So I think in 3,000 divided by 60. I feel like that's a lie. Maybe it was less than that. I don't know what that's counting. But yeah, with the internet getting cut out, it definitely happened. See, it's probably happening right now just because I brought it up. That's unfortunate. I brought up dropping frames and it's happening to me right now. Oh, that's unfortunate. So maybe what I should do is invest in better internet. I think that's probably the move, yeah. But most of the time I don't have any issues. But at the same time, I also don't use a direct Ethernet connection. But let's go. That's 85. I apologize, Donnie, if it's breaking out on you. Also, I wanted to move a lot of this stuff over to a podcast too. That way I wouldn't have to worry so much about losing internet and having issues like that. So it's not you. It's definitely on me on my end. But I did hit the 85 herb. So let's go check these birdhouses real quick, get the XP for that. The Hunter XP, I'll be bouncing right back. Hopefully it connects back up. Mine looks like it's connected, but it's still giving me the error screen. I can't blame you if you bounce out, man. If it's terrible quality, like, just report YouTube. Report YouTube for being trash. Don't report me. Like YouTube says garbage. I guess I should probably get rid of this or this might get smaller. Not watching it anymore. Birdhouses are so easy, such a background thing. Just throw together. No, okay, if the stream's fine, cool, we're good though. But like I said, I gotta get it. I gotta get it hardwired with Ethernet just to avoid it completely. I have really good Wi-Fi, so that's why I'm not even really been an issue. But I think when live streaming, like for this long, like I'm going on like 2 hours now on my end, I've had a couple hiccups. So I'm averaging like once an hour having a hiccup, which isn't good. Would like to get that down to one hiccup every 3 hours. That way I can do like a long form stream and have a good belief that it's not gonna jet lag my stuff out. So we'll do Slayer though. Yeah. Okay, yeah. If the audio video is fine, then we're good. I'm not seeing any hiccups anymore on the YouTube live. So hopefully that's the case. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Sell these out, man. Go do some Slayer. The grind of a lifetime to 94 Slayer. Think that mean? Get anything good? Any seeds? Nope. Dog shit. You sell these. I appreciate you conversation, Donnie. Very enjoyable. Maybe I should set it up to have, honestly, have like with the Discord, be like, if people want to do the podcast, have like a sign up. If people want to do like interviews and stuff, if they're willing. I mean, like obviously, like don't do it if you don't want to do it. But if people would be interested in having voice chats, voice call-ins, that'd be like similar to like a Kevin Samuels show. Now, not like talking about like women's, why women won't get dated, but maybe talk about like cultural red pill issues. And if people have like an opposing opinion of mine or something they want to bring up in relative like light to that too, I think it'd be a good idea to do that. But Slayer, man. Yeah, don't have a task. So let's go get a task from Durado. So Karabji gloves. I need to buy Brock Tellies for I do that. I need to actually sell all of these out too. I just made. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Okay, so I would need the Varrock tabs. Get a couple hundred. Varrock tabs. Yeah, you think so? For the call-ins? Yeah. I think it's actually a brilliant idea. Get a call-in set up. As far as I know, it's actually relatively easy to get the call-ins from Discord and those audio feeds. Relatively easy. I would probably just need to set up a special like phone number, and from that phone number, you know, that way it's not my personal phone number, but have like a show line, like a show hotline that people can call. I'd imagine it's got to be easy to set up. I would hope it wouldn't require me opening a whole phone line, but they have to. There's like they make like there's WhatsApp and like those phone text app type things. Do free calling and stuff from there. The VoIP. That's what I was trying to think of. That kind of stuff. But let me get this Slayer task. From Dirtle. 200 hellhounds. That's fine. I'll go kill Serb. How about I do that? I'll go get a few Cerberus kills. But I think I'm an idiot because I don't know what time it is. yeah, I'm going to have to I'll kill Cerberus, do an inventory serb before I got to bounce, because I gotta eat some dinner. And also not scared of the screen. Because I did a live earlier and then also made a video too. I got out of work early, so I was like, I gotta get some work done, make some content, do some stuff, but also relax. I go on vacation tomorrow. Tomorrow night I leave for vacation. So I need to bank some stuff out. But I'll have plenty of time to do the Discord and set that stuff up while I'm on vacation. I'm quite literally forgetting what I need to do for Cerberus. So why don't I do that? Yeah. So Cerberus could give me a good drop, or he could screw me for the 4,000th time. I have a good KC on him too. Okay. Cerberus strategy. So I'm gonna do melee. Okay. I haven't done it in a hot minute. I do know I need to empty this for thralls, so I can summon thralls. Trying to be elite gaming now. It says to bring a BGS too, which I will do that actually. And need the arc light. Yeah. Simeon Torva Bandos, but it wants the Barrows body. How about fighter torso and justy legs? Yeah, fighter torso. I do need the arc light. Justy legs. Then the blood fury. Then my fire cape. Guardian boots for sure. Ferocious gloves. The unholy blessing. Dragon defender. Slayer helm. What's that leave me with? Oh, the ring. Berserker ring over the suffering. Fair. 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 And then I think the runes I need to summon thralls are Cosmic Blood, Cosmic Fire and Blood. I think I'm right. If I'm not, do need the Valley Tellies and then House Tellies. Just check this right now. Been a hot second since I've done one of these. Since I've killed Serb. But it's gonna be the RC spellbook to get the thralls. Yeah, I was right. And it takes prayer. Yeah, Bloodfire Cosmic. Okay, sick. So then I have everything then. Okay. So this needs to be at the bottom. House Tellies. It's my first switch. And then go to Falador. Actually, need to go back to Grand Exchange. And then Prayer Potion, Super Combat. Prayer Potions. Super Combat. Do the Ash Sanctifier. I need the Book of the Dead. Thrall. Feel like I'm missing something. Nah, shouldn't be. Okay, all sharks it is then. Oh my god. I have the sharks. Perfect timing to make me waste my time. Let's see, a couple hundred. pause it all. Okay, let's try it. Let's get a Serb kill. Has been a hot second since I've done this. Nice, beautiful town of Falador. I don't normally bring the BGS either, but I want to try it compared to the Arclight. I am just gonna do one interview though. I'm gonna have to, or one inventory, I should say. I'm gonna call it. I appreciate you though stopping in, Donnie. Beautiful conversation. Good inspiration on the Discord too. But Cerberus is actually considered some very high tier content just based upon the Slayer level requirement of 91, which is the highest, or not the highest, one of the highest requirements to kill any boss in the mid 90s. Only things above it is the thermonuclear smoke devil and the alchemical hydra. Now, before I get over here, I'm gonna kill this walk so I don't burn my stamina all the way off. And then I think quick prayers here should be mage and piety. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's been a hot minute since I've done this. If anybody's here, if it's a free world. Looks like a free world. I don't see the small flames. Okay. So let's do it then. Cerberus with his 3 heads. I'll see him in a bit more so it looks a little bit cooler. Okay. Super combat, take it, do your damage on me. I don't care. Start sprinting now too. Yeah, get the spec in. Oh, really? I'm gonna miss a spec like that. Then I'm gonna get blasted. So the mechanics here are he uses all 3 attack styles. Melee, ranged, everything. So now he's summoning his 3 warriors. I'm about to get completely blasted here. Just wait for it. See, prayer's gone. Spam the shark. Prayer potion. Stay above water. Just got to use the arc light the whole time too. He's very relatively easy to kill. Extremely. It's just these, if you want to master the prayer flick stuff, that's where it gets hard. And then that. They're not getting spammed out by that. Just making sure that you eat your food. That's really what this is a eating food simulator here with Cerberus. And then not getting caught up in the lava pools. Dude, the lava pools will crush you. Spawn in like 2 seconds. Let me summon another one. Do mage this time. No spec this time though, unfortunately. I used it on the first one. Yeah. See, and just like that, man, you get body rocked. Eating food simulator. That's why it's imperative that you do all the correct clicks. Like make sure you always HP first, then prayer. That way you avoid wasting the extra like 2.4 seconds. Or no, I'm wrong. 1.2 seconds. But if you're doing it over and over and over again, that builds up, drops your DPS overall. Then you end up eating more than you should have. Like bop, bop, like that. I know I can keep going. So then boom, 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 prayer last. Man. I could just kill this boy. aggressive. Yeah, see, don't want to take any more of those. Get body rocked. 2. Okay. Stay alive. Is this enough to get me a 3rd kill? It might be if I could just like land a hit on this brother. Like, come on, give me a hit. Give me a hit. There we go. Perfect. Not really what I wanted, but I guess it was something. Let's do the BGS spec. Bang. That's better than nothing. The BGS spec drops his defense levels directly by whatever the hit you land is. It's like one of the most useful boss weapons in the game, hands down. See, when the Blood Fury is going off, like I don't even need to heal. Like, look at that. I'm like full HP, bro. Summon another thrall. They're coming. 3 warriors, the hit bang. Oh, we are in business. We are definitely in business. I understand that, brother. Yeah, look at me getting rocked right here. You came at the perfect time for me to get absolutely slapped. But no, I'm gonna finish this inventory and then I myself am going to probably call it a night and finish at that. Probably the longest stream I've done, hitting over 2 hours now at this point. But am I gonna get him? Yeah, just barely. Ooh. And for the worst drop of all time. We love it. 300 fire runes. I couldn't have had a worse drop to end on, honestly. Okay. But once again, Donnie, I appreciate you coming in. I'm going to call it there. I got to get some food and I got to go be a real person for a little bit. And then I keep doing this. I feel like I got stuff I got to do as well. Things I got to take care of that I'm not thinking of. But again, great idea with the Discord. I'm going to update that. I'm going to change some stuff around on the, spruce it up, make it with the Red Pill channel, all that stuff too. So the footage takes you way back. Yeah, man. Yeah, if you want to, man, if you have spare time, you should make an OSRS account. Start free to play, man. Get your way into it. It's a heavy addiction. But yeah, I appreciate you very much, man. You take care.